Hi everybody, how are you doing? This is your favorite host sjsrana, Rana reporting for July 20th, 2021, time about 0747 hours UTC. Okay, what we're looking here at is discovery of new virus which has been there for the month of May, but it was reported just like few days back, escalated because there was a death on May 27 in China regarding this monkey bee virus. Yes, it's a new virus. You can say again propagation or transmission from species jump from monkeys to human. This has again been rated as a very lethal virus. You can say a remnants or a resemblance of monkeypox, which appear to be somewhere last reported in 1932. But this virus is again very unique because it appeared in May. Remember I had predicted hashtag MAY 2021 NPW New Pathogens War, where I have already indicated a year ago, which is in 2020 year, that we'll see new pathogens by May 2021. So that's why hashtag MAY 2021 NPW was released by me. So this is where we saw Delta virus from India, Delta variants, Delta plus, which is B.1.612.2 and many more. So I tell you folks, I've been predicting all these things and they do occur because people ignore, but then it starts occurring, and they I predict a year ago, then they say, okay, what's going on? So this monkey bee virus, which basically is very lethal considered to be, but it's contained now in China because China immediately knew the lessons of COVID-19. So this is where CDC is alerting world that, okay, we have got this thing. Another development is there's a ongoing civil lawsuit against India vaccine manufacturer Bharat Biotech for Covaxin, also known as India vaccine for COVID-19, and this is a class action lawsuit in US. It's been filed by Pomerantz, the class action lawsuit by the law firm, and the defendants being Ocugen. This is another name of India Bharat Biotech listed in New York Stock Exchange. The biggest problem with this is that because the claims of the Bharat Biotech or the vaccines are so dubious, so dubious and so fictitious that they have come under a class action lawsuit in US. And this is the reason why I keep saying, when the big pharma exports pills and drugs from India, FDA has to take a very cautious approach, and same goes for CDC and the US senators who allow such massive exports from India. This vaccine, which I've already doubted because it has already very late in the game released the phase 3 trials, where the efficacy was rated about 77.6% odd, which was quite strange because considering all other in the market which were already there, like Sputnik V, Moderna, another Pfizer vaccine, were already rated above 90% efficacy. So folks, this is something where this class action lawsuit is going to reveal how India is trying to basically obfuscate the facts. Another thing, which is the Carin Energy, which has won the lawsuit against India government and started seizing India assets and properties everywhere in US and Canada and Europe. Because of this action lawsuit they won, it was awarded by the International Tribunal to Carin to seize India government assets wherever they find. They've already seized over 20 India government assets in Europe, and they're going to do more elsewhere because it's a 1.4 billion US dollar tax evasion, you can say, lawsuit won by Carin over the India government. Now, India government has denied so far that they've received any such reports, and the central government on Thursday said they have not received any such notice. However, Carin Energy, having the orders of the Paris Court, is already trying to take over India government assets, and they can keep disputing the facts, but they've started taking over the assets. They are just trying to do some sort of bargaining. If India government still has some shame, has some remorse that they have to pay the tax, they have to come clean, they can still negotiate with them. But if they don't, then they will take over the assets and they start selling, liquidating India government assets abroad. This is a very dismal, shameful figure. It's a sham of India government that how could they let this happen? Because India government over here, the people are so busy in playing metaphor games, and that too high-end leadership from India government. Metaphor games they are playing everywhere in the every nooks and corner, that they don't care what goes on with the real business. They're only worried about the fake business. That's what the metaphor games are all about. Another incident here is the UP, Uttar Pradesh, also known as highly dense population of sexual predators. Here there was a recent incident where the females reported that the cops took over action over a female. They subdued her, and this was not taken well by the VN folks, and there's investigation going on. Another dismal news is the many police officers over 15 senior police officials have been suspended over the rape investigation, and the rape statements being changed for the victim. So this is very, very strange news, because India is known as a rape capital for the whole world, and we know every 15 minutes India sexual predators entice, enslave and stalk females and rape them and sexually battery them. It's a gang rape phenomena here. First they stalk females. There are many males who are set loose, and some of them will start approaching a female. In India there is a trend that female likes a male who approaches her first, so that she can have a courtship with her. It's not a decent way, but that's how the India females like. They prefer male stalking. This has been seen as a proposal method. So India males are encouraged at many places where they stalk females openly. It's for a proposal, but you never know what kind of sexual predators might be preying upon females. That's the problem, which females don't understand of India. And that's why they don't protest. 666 million over 666 million females of India never mass protest. When was last you heard that India 666 million female protested against a sexual battery? Whether it's a toddler, whether it's a horrific, horrendous crime and murder of India females, they don't care. And that's why these sexual predators keep stalking them openly wherever you see, in the garden, in the parks, in the streets, and that's the trend now. And that's how they think females India females prefer the males. Well, that's a debatable topic, but that's what I'm telling you I've seen and I know here. And that's why India registers maximum number of rape cases, sexual assault, stalking, entrapping, enslaving of India females openly. So this is a story which is quite revealing, that how the top cops of India have suspended 15 officers of India involved in changing this rape of a minor girl who reported sexual battery. This is very, very unique case, and this is very, very prevalent case in India, where statements get changed. Imagine what happens when a survivor is trying to it's a minor girl who still doesn't know how it happened, and she's still living under trauma, and she has to face another trauma, that her statement gets changed by the police officers. So folks, this is some very, very disheartening news. Another thing is India Supreme Court has taken a stern action towards India government misusing the sedition law, which is a colonial law enacted by India government and still being preferred and being used to subjugate, oppress, suppress the people who try to reveal the truth. And especially they try to subdue people who are human rights activists. Especially I've seen the brunt of this, the coercion of this law, where they don't put you under this law, but they try to circulate the news around the neighborhood and around everybody to try to pin down a person. So this is, Supreme Court has already unveiled that they will not take any more the sedition law, which is totally useless and unauthenticated and not towards what a developed nation like India should progress with. Another thing is with the Olympics, India is trying to shoot high. They are saying that they'll have 15 medals. Well, we don't know. We will see the total overall tally, because China is in direct competition with India. Both India and China have 1.4 billion population. So at least India should compete with China if it cannot compete with the progressed nation like UK, France, US, which are going to back the topmost, and Japan. So I don't know, but they have predictions that they will have 15 medals, but I don't care. My prediction is that India will be in last 10 position of the Olympics, whereas China will be amongst 1/3 or 1/4 of the top medal earners. So another thing which has come up to the report of India agencies is the spying of the Pegasus software, surveillance of India journalists, even the judges, even the top officials, top cops were being surveillance by the software installed as a, you can say, malware under in the cell phones. They are able to basically hijack the phone or listen to every conversation or even watch videos. Yes, females should be worried because mostly they don't target females, but there are hackerwares, malwares all around. India is using that technology. The hackers are using it to massively surveillance on minor girls and females. They can turn on your camera or microphone any moment of the day without you even knowing that you are being surveillanced by your cell phone, whatever your private sessions you are doing. So females and girls, you should be very worried that this technology has been there for almost 15 years, but India has been using this, especially those hackers and those organized predators group who have joined hands with hackers. They are sexually trying to make movies of you, and this is a revealing story because it's come to limelight because officials were surveillance. Yes, folks, if officials are surveillance, let's say lawyers, let's say cops, then they have a concern. But if every citizen is surveillance, unauthorized surveillance, they don't care. They laugh. They scuffle. They say, fine, they're getting good feeds and news about the innocents who are being surveillance day and night. This surveillance is the biggest problem, and supernature will always challenge its viruses. This is my last video where I reported this incident. The problem of the massive surveillance state. States, whether democratic or communist, they keep fighting about that. But democratic states don't fare well. Look at India, massive surveillance state. Do they ask individuals when they are doing a massive surveillance that where are your rights? Their rights are being infringed upon. And if you are trying to do it, and to those people who are innocent, who are God-loving, or who are following the moral and ethical code, then you are violating your biggest outlook of being democratic. And that's where the virus comes into being, because virus say, okay, you are supernature, let's try to teach you some lesson. That's why India is number 2 in pandemic. Look at India is already 31 million, and I predicted almost a year back when they were just not even in number 10. So this is all because of what we do. Our moral and ethical obligation lies towards the citizens. If we are not able to do that duty well, then God forbid, we're going to see many things which we won't be able to explain. Also, look at the Olympics. We know it's middle of the pandemic, but if it's going through and everybody's accepting it, I'm with them because I'm with the people's mindset. We're going to see whose nations fare far better. Obviously, there's a strict competition between China and India because both of them hosting 1.4 billion population. Together, China and India constitute about 25% of the Earth population. So they should be getting at least bagging most of the medals. But we know China bags in top 3, but India is not even in top 5 or top 7. What's the reason behind it? Well, you figure it out. Why such laggedness when India is already hosting International Yoga Day? So what's good that Yoga Day when you can't even score in top 3 of the nations having 1.4 billion population, and you can't still keep up your folks having International Yoga Day, that you can't even come and compete in International Olympics. So this is something we're going to do introspection. Okay, also I'm going to quickly move on that, a lot of things which we are coming to see in the age, not even the bizarre comments which are going to come up from the audit cloud, which we've already seen 2014 UN 271, which is going to make close approach towards Saturn on 2031. We are going to witness bizarre events related to that. Again, I want to tell you, we are living in an electric verse, and this electric universe, which is another topic I'm going to discuss in detail, is going to do a lot of things, a lot of bizarre things. So as and when this 2014 UN 271 approaches, this heavenly body, we are going to... Well, India has still to be developed a lot. This is a recent case of negligence of duty where sewage department here in Sasnagar, Mohali, India, one of the very popular city, is having this problem of sewage department workers who have total no sense of how to work in a city, leaves the open chamber of the open pit hole of this drainage or sewage where people are dying. Many are the death traps where people can fall. They work so close to the residential property, they open up holes there and they leave it overnight or for 2 3 days, and people fall on those pit holes. This is the story of India, where these workers are paid by government, but they are laying death traps across the city.